Hello. All right. So we are live. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here. Another another day. I didn't play guitar yet. I was just playing a little bit. So let's say hi to everyone here. Lots of people here. I was reading the comments a little bit. Hey Frisco, I will try to answer your questions here about the chords. Let's see how it goes. But yes, I will keep in mind that. And Frisco's here, Kim, so many people. David, Franklin, Alec, lots of people. Daniel Gomez, Marco Munoz, Robert, Alexander. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here. Yeah, so let's recap things, and let me show some examples from my songs. And I just put this just a backing track, just a vamp, one note vamp, so you can change the modes, create the vibes, yeah, and I can, of course, always, I'm here to answer your questions. And we're gonna, tell the secret. It's not a secret, but just kidding. But the way you have to organize the modes in a way that you understand the, how to have a better control of going from one mode to another one when you want to create a melody with multiple modes or different parts of the songs using different modes. All right, so I can also bring some of my songs as an example. Cool. So what's the chord of the day? The chord of the day, that's an easy of the night actually here. I didn't play guitar today. So the chord of the day is it's not a chord, it's a note. And it's gonna be the note E. Cool? Yeah, maybe before for the recap, maybe the note A. So you can play the scales here from the 5th fret. But then, like this, just a simple vamp in E. So no chord, no specific scale, because I want to show all the modes. So today has to be like a day with multiple feelings, I guess, right? Well, thanks for the question. It's a secret that everybody knows, or it's a secret that everybody should know, or, I mean, it's a secret that I've been talking about this secret for a long time. So it's not a secret, but what about C? Yeah, we can play in C. Well, actually, you have to play in any key, right? We can play in C as well. Can start in C. Easier C because of the wide keys, right? The C, D, E, A, G, A, B, C. So you don't have sharps and flats. But yeah, so you guys choose. Thanks a lot. Argia. Yeah, that's it? Argia. Kusun. Big fan. Thank you, man. All right, so great stuff here. So let's start. Let's get started here. Let's get it started here. And then Steve, I will talk about the course in I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Let's start some teaching some stuff, and right, and saying hi to everybody. That's cool. So quick recap of things that we've practiced, and so for the ones that didn't watch the other lives, so that's the 4th one. I did one this Monday about shapes and visualization. I did the 2nd one about the intervals, So trying not to be very boring when talking about the intervals, like really in the practical way, showing songs and melodies that you can, and moods and vibes that you can create with individual intervals, just the ninth, just the fourth, just the sixth, to understand how you can use. And then yesterday I was showing the modes and mixing them, comparing them, so you can hopefully start to understand the importance of getting to understand the modes and to apply the modes. One thing is like to listen to a lesson and say like, oh, that's cool. The other thing is like, well, I'm trying to understand, and then of course you have to practice. And it's always like the concept of one intake, one outtake. So everything you learn, try to apply right away. Right away, just try. That's why sometimes I show some simple things here, so you guys can, try to apply. So for instance, I will recap a little bit what we did the other days. By the way, the other lives, they're not, some people were asking if I got some strike or something. So no. Although I was playing some songs, but I was playing like what did I play? I was playing like 2 Minutes to Midnight in major key, so things like this. So I think it's okay. No copyright infringement. So just to recap, like a good exercise for you. If you play, let's go to the G key here. Right, G major. Oh, sorry. Start slowly. So then you go and practice. That's the first shape, the first mode, Ionian, and then you practice playing the triad. So the triad's here. So then stopping on the tonic, third, fifth, tonic, third, fifth, tonic, and the third. And then the next shape, and the next shape we have an A minor here. If you consider this now as the tonic, so we have, so it's a minor, it's a fifth, so it's a minor triad. So you check if you know the triad, and now you play the scale. 3, 5, tonic, third, fifth, tonic, third. And then keep going. Next one, B minor, tonic, third, fifth, tonic, third, fifth, tonic, oops, the third here, tonic, and keep going, C major, third, oh, sorry, C major no, I like C leading. C, third, right? So we talked about that. So you play the shapes and you stop on the tonic, the third and the fifth of each triad. So you're very conscious about the fundamental notes of a chord, tonic, third, and fifth, and then you start visualizing the important notes, and then the other ones, and then slowly you start to recognize, okay, this is the ninth, here's the fourth, here's the sixth, and then you're aware of the name of the note and the interval against the tonic, right? Cool. Just like a short recap. Maybe I was talking too fast, but anyways. Let me see here what you guys are talking. Stop spamming. Oh yeah, people are spamming. I have the power of, yeah. They have this cool thing like, but anyways, yeah, man, I'm trying to blocks. Anyways, yeah, I'm doing this alone, so I really appreciate if you guys just like keep it cool, because I could be like with the mouse here, like just kind of putting some people here in timeout, but you know, you guys are cool, right? Um, yeah. All right, Louis. This is a great system to understand tonality of each mode. Yeah, just to start to visualize. That's really like visualization, right? So now I'm kind of recapping the thing, but it's always good to recap and adding some stuff. So shapes against the triads. Now let's put all together, coming from the same root, coming from the same note. So I'm gonna start on A, and I like to do this. It's kind of on purpose. So I start in G, and then the other day we're doing in C. Now I'm gonna do on A, because you have to, you cannot be afraid of like the key you're playing. I remember a long time ago that I was always very, it was always very comfortable to play in E minor or G major, and then other keys were kind of hard, or like lots of blind spots on the neck, and I was getting confused. So the more you start practicing in different places from different keys, it's hard in the beginning. It's pretty hard in the beginning, but then, then you disconnect from the, oh, I only know that key. Then it's right. You can move the shapes around with no problem. And if you start playing other kinds of music or songs composed by non-guitarists, and then or acoustic guitarists, then you're gonna encounter some other keys. Like in keyboard, it's easier to play. I don't know, E flat minor. It's like all the black keys. That's, you see like a lot of Stevie Wonder songs, in E flat minor, right? C minor, and if jazz songs, because of the horns and flutes and saxophone players, a lot of stuff in F, in B flat, and E flat, a lot of flats. So then whatever, you're ready to play in any key. So every time you start playing one of the shapes, you can start every day in a different key. You start on F. I know it's hard, but this is a good thing not to be afraid of. And then right from the start, you can experiment a little bit. I know G major, E minor, or like A minor is the common, common keys. But the more you experiment in other keys, the better, right? So let's compare the modes. Okay, I will put my okay, it's not working. Just a second. My beautiful pedal note here. So major scale first, always like keeping, I know I'm repeating this all the time, but that's the way. Okay, so major. Now, so we've seen there we have the first one is major, the second one is minor, the third one is minor, the fourth one is major. So it's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished. This you have to memorize. So major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished. So instead of doing this order of the major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished. I will be talking this, saying this forever, so memorize. It's like a school teacher. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished. So you have major, minor, minor, major, major. So you have major, and then after two minors, you have two majors, right? So what about we put all those three majors together so we can compare them? Because when you have a song that is in a major key, you probably can, experiment those three possibilities, right? If you have like a A major chord, you can go Ionian, which is the first major of the sequence of the progression. You can go Lydian, which is the fourth mode of this progression. And then you can go Mixolydian, which is the fifth mode of this progression. So now we put the majors together and see what happens and try to figure out the difference between them. Because we know they have the tonic, of course, the same. They have major third, the three major modes, and then the fifth, or like perfect fifth. So 3 notes out of 7 notes are the same. And now we will discover that the 6th is also major, right? So we have 4 notes the same. And then the 9th is also all major 9th. So 5 notes are exactly the same. So let's understand what's going on with those 3 modes, because 5 notes are common in between them. So we're going to discover which one are those different 2 notes that makes them be having different names and sounding so different, right? So the first one, the one I played, is so tonic, the second, the 9th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and then major 7th, right? And then the Lydian has this sharp 4th. That's Ionian, that's Lydian. So now we play both and we compare. It's just one note, just one note. One note sharp, the other one is not. One has the sharp 4th, the other one doesn't have it, has a perfect 4th, which means that one has this feeling that it's a little bit more open, maybe happier, So I play the major scale, and then that sound. Now, so the difference is the 4th. So one is open because it has the sharp 4th. The other one is the Ionian, which is the nice, beautiful major scale that we all know. And then if you go and flat the 7th, because both Ionian and Lydian they have the major 7th. So just flatten the 7th. Now it's so now you have like a little bit smaller or like minor because you put in a note flat from the mode. From the major scale, one note is flat, so it feels a little bit smaller, I would say, and it has a very unique sound. Right, so one is one note makes the whole one note is from like something like this. And the odd one is, I don't know. Too much distortion, but anyways. So, and the other one. So now, let's play all of them. Yeah. So, starting from the biggest one or the most open one, which is the Lydian. Now, back to the major scale Ionian. Back to the Lydian. Now, back to the Ionian, the major scale. And now, the Mixolydian. Now from the Mixolydian, the smaller one, you have the big one, let's say like this, right? Bigger one, like bigger like Lydian. Then to the nice one, which is the Ionian, to the yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, again. Lydian, Ionian, and then the Mixolydian. I'm gonna play with chords now. Lydian. Ionian. Mixolydian. What's it, the sound? Yeah. Anyways. Cool. So I'm trying to go from Lydian to the Ionian to the Mixolydian. So just one note. Lydian, the sharp fourth go flat, go to the perfect fourth, and then the major seventh goes to the flat seventh, to the minor seventh. And then you see like it's going down. It's kind of getting smaller, you know, the I don't know how to, yeah, well, I think that's the best way to say, like, it's very open, the Lydian. That's why you see all the soundtracks and the opening of, you know, so many movies using the Lydian, and it feels very optimistic. Major is a major, you know, and is the major of the majors. And then you have Ionian, which is our core major scale, and then you have something that is a little bit, you know, smaller, which is the Mixolydian. right? And if you go from the Lydian to the Mixolydian, you feel a little bit more the difference, because then you feel the two notes difference, right? The sharp fourth that goes perfect, and then the major seventh that goes minor seventh, right? So if you do like you have these two notes here, then suddenly but the cool thing, if you're playing chords, the Lydian is the fourth, and then remember, major, minor, minor, major, major. So major, minor, minor, major with this, the Lydian, major in A here. Major, minor, minor, major, major. So major, minor, minor, major, major. So you see you have two majors. So if you want to play the Lydian here, you have two majors, one after the other one. That's why you can play like this and have the Lydian sound. So just two triads, A triad and B triad. But if this is the Mixolydian, so now that would be the fifth chord, right? Major, minor, minor, major, major, fifth. So the fourth would be here. So then you have a major chord behind, right? Now this A is Mixolydian. So basically, if you play is Lydian, if you play is Mixolydian. Make sense? So if this is the fourth, this is the fifth. Fifth chord of the progression. So major, major. Or if this is the second major, so it's major, major. I hope this is not confusing. So imagine you're doing a song. I put it just to answer Frisco, because he was asking about the chords, and that's a way to use the modes in rock. Because you might be playing like a song like very common, like a so Mixolydian, right? A Mixolydian. But at some point, you don't want that sound all the time. Maybe you want to just throw like a nice chord that kind of opens the song, or just like I don't know, just like just opens or creates an event during the song that it opens to go somewhere else in the song. So you're here. And then suddenly do this. It's like opens the song. I don't know if you guys can feel that, but it's like a Mixolydian. So it's very common. Probably you guys know that. And so you're playing whatever Mixolydian, bluesy kind of thing. Then suddenly you can do like you see, I'm playing Mixolydian and Lydian with the triads. And then, of course, if you want to improvise, you can also play only the notes of the triads. Right? Even like a phrase, the whole band playing. Right? Something like that. Like as a passage. So imagine you're doing like something, I don't know, just trying to come up with something now. But you're doing like. So the passage is Lydian, but the song is in Mixolydian. You know, it could be, right? Right? So I just did triads of. Something like that. Let me see what you guys are doing. Major, minor, minor, major, major. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so some people, yeah, that's, so Roland, I was playing the Mixolydian chords, you know, like, that's very Mixolydian, and then at some point I played A, B, and then this is Lydian. You know what I could do? Well, I'm not going to complicate now. Maybe later. Is this a Joe Satriani song lesson? Joe Satriani is great on that, you know. But Joe Satriani, I guess, he's like, he chooses a mood and a mode and stays more there and creates the whole vibe. In general, I would say. In general, right? And creates a beautiful melody. I'm a huge fan of Joe Satriani. So he creates that vibe and the melody, very specific mode. And his songs are very, you know, you can see like he's thinking about the modes, choosing the right modes for the right mood, to the right vibe. And then it stays there. But of course, you can always add some chords that you borrow from other mode, you know. You borrow from other, from another place to give a different intention in a certain part of the song. I'm always using this. I'm always, all the time. It's always like a surprise element you can put, you know, because the song to be interesting, it has to have familiarity, right? Like I was playing here, you know, something that you kind of know, and then at some point it comes something like, oh, this is a surprise, because you're not expecting, right? And then, but for a short moment, and then it goes back to your familiar place, you know. That's a good way to explain composition. If you can find those balance with being familiar and something like easier to understand, and then surprises here and there, because it's always surprise is very confusing if you always play a lot of new stuff all the time. And if you are always in the same places, it might be boring. So yeah. All right. So now we know the three major ones. Come on. No wonder. Now somebody mentioned like the Lydian seventh. So now probably you understand why I was like so much into the intervals. Because if you really know where are the fourth and the sharp fourth and the seventh, now we can play another mode that is not on the major scale, which is the Lydian with the flat seventh, which is like get the Lydian and the Mixolydian. You have the Ionian here in the middle, and then you get the sharp fourth and the flat seventh. And then it's like, remember I said like the three modes from the major scale, they have 5 notes in common. The 2 other notes they don't have in common is like the fourth in between the Lydian and the Ionian, and it's the seventh in between the Ionian and the Mixolydians, like this degree, right? Like this, the stairway, okay, going down, stairway going down. And so what about getting the sharp fourth and then the note from the minor here and see what happens, Of course, this comes from a melodic minor scale. But anyways, you can do that. You can think this way as well, And then you have Lydian beginning, right? The int 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth note is the Lydian sound. But it's not this. And now it's a different sound. That's the intro of the song from my new album. Has exactly this. I'm telling you all my secrets, come on. Too loud. That's a different tuning. I gotta put back in on A. So that's the sound. It's the sound of the minor seventh, like a Mixolydian chord, but with a sharp fourth. All right, clean tone for you guys so you can hear, because distortion is not very helpful to hear the intervals. It's beautiful. So it would be Lydian, which is beautiful as well. Major seventh, and then here for Frisco, that was asking me about the chords. You can play an A major, and if one of the notes, important notes, major seventh, and then remember that the fifth is the reinforcement of the tonics. If I'm playing the tonic, I don't need to play the fifth. The fifth is there. You're hearing, but I'm not playing because it's just there because of the harmonic series. So I don't need to play the fifth. I just play the sharp fourth. But the fifth is here in this case. Major seventh, and could even do a song where like you play, you don't know where you are. So right? It would be not a bad idea, right? There would be an orchestra playing that. Cool? Cool. Now, you know Lydian, you know Ionian, you know Mixolydian, and you even know the combination of those two interesting intervals and creating another interesting sound. This is that sound I learned from Edu Lobo. He's a great composer, a big fan from Brazil. Edu Lobo. He has a song that is the whole time this chord. But of course you have that chord here is this chord. Cool. Any questions? Three major modes and an extra one from the melodic minor. I'm reading a little bit, you guys. What the Lydian seventh comes from the fourth mode of melodic minor scale. Exactly, yeah. But if you know intervals, I mean, You don't need to even know that it's coming from that melodic minor scale. I mean, it's good to know. It's good to know things. And anyways, sounds a bit like Randy Rhoads. Yeah, because of the. But Randy Rhoads, I think, was minor, right? No, it's how's it? Diary of. Is it the Diary of a Madman? I don't know how to play, but it's, that sound. Yeah, totally Randy Rhoads. Randy Rhoads was, amazing, amazing. Had those sounds, he was, practicing acoustic guitar, classical. He came from the family of music teachers, right? Had a music school in Burbank, Los Angeles, in California. And, so, of course, he was experimenting in finding those sounds perfect, right? Yeah, Diary of a Madman, yeah. Good. Change of season, yeah. I mean, sometimes you hear that sound, which is the leading with the sharp, with the major seventh. Sometimes it's with the seventh here. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Why is very cool? We can go further, like the tritone, basically, because this chord has two tritones. Here and the tritone, this weird interval, the Diabolus in Musica. But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful interval if you know how to use it. And so this chord has this. Two tritones. That's why it gives this interesting feeling. And the major scale has only one tritone. So of course you have to have another scale that has two tritones. All right. So cool. So now the minor modes. Let's go. Minor modes, because I talk too much. So the minor modes. So we have that one here. The second one, right? The shape here. Minor, fifth. We talked about the major sixth for the Dorian. Beautiful chord. The other one, the Aeolian, if you play the G shapes, you will find it here, and then you bring it here, so we can have the same tonic, and then we can compare them. And then you're gonna see that the three first notes are the same. This one is the same. Actually, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The five notes, the first 5 notes are the same. Aeolian and Dorian. Good. So again, 5 notes the same. And the 7th is the same. The only difference is the 6th. One has this. The other one has. It's like a sad blues. It's weird blues. The other one, happy. So all the other notes are the same. You see, it's not so difficult to memorize the modes, actually, because it's just one note. You learn one, change one note, find that note, learn the other one. Change one note, learn, and then, like, let's say, like every week, you just change one note. And then you get the perception of the difference of the modes, and then they're like pretty similar to each other. It's just a matter of putting them in a different order. That was my secret, which is not a secret anymore. Uh, but that's the way you play, and then that's the way you compose and how to. All right, I have a quiz now. Quiz time. You know, show time. Quiz time. So you can play with those two modes, Dorian and Aeolian, right? So tell me a Megadeth solo that has that. The solo is in Aeolian, but at some point goes Dorian and then back to Aeolian. Quiz time. No prize, but anyways. No, but let me see. I'm just waiting here. I have like few seconds delay from the actual recording. So which solo from Megadeth that has, all right, Tornado of Souls. Yeah, it was like Kurt Cobain. Tornado. Yeah, a lot of people said Tornado. Yeah, people know. Good stuff. Maybe other ones too, because it just came to my mind. Because I don't think other solos, maybe, but a lot of people are saying like Tornado. Great. Krish, Gustavo, a lot of people. Okay, I was too easy. All right, mechanics. No, I just hope it has something almost there. Yeah, as well. Actually, Hangar 18 has this too, right? Which is, but Tornado is pretty cool. The way it comes, right? Because which I don't remember now, but when I have this E major, right? I mean, I remember, but because the song is in B minor, so it's B minor Aeolian. So oops. Right here, but suddenly there's a mi major, E major in the just a arpeggio, and there's a thing there too, which is very important sometimes. Somebody yesterday asked me, so how can you change the modes? So this is a very good example. No wonder it's a beautiful solo, and everybody wants to play that solo because it's playing like the you know. It's playing like exactly like the E minor, and then suddenly goes E major, which represents the Dorian, right? For the B minor, because you have that note that. So it's not like you have here, right? It's not like you change like this, because if you do like this, you don't hear that one note. It has to be clear. It has to be, you know. So that's why it's like, let me play with an arpeggio. That's why I was saying about knowing where the characteristic notes and the tonic, the thirds and the fifths, so you can really show to the listener, okay, my intention is to grab from another mode only for this moment, so the solo expands because I'm here, right? So you're here, and then suddenly has this opening feeling just during a specific arpeggio, and then back to the sadness of the Aeolian mode. Cool? And then you're gonna see this happening so many times, like Post-American World from Megadeth, but my songs I use this like Is I even I'm embarrassed to say that I'm using those tricks all the time. It's not a trick. It's just the way we do music, you know. Cool. I could be like you go shopping, then go home, then go to the wedding. Ah, you're here. Yeah, I said that yesterday. Yeah. I mean, I will add that. So something to the go shopping, go home, go to the wedding. I was just improvising examples yesterday. I said that thing. So yeah, it's gonna be my next Instagram post. Now I was saying, like, if you're in Lydian mode and then suddenly you wanna go to Dorian mode, so you're like very far, it's like major Lydian, very open, and then you wanna go to Dorian, which is a minor mode. So they are very far away, right? So it's like you're in the supermarket, and then you have to go home, which means you should go to the tonic or to the fifth. So there are some other common notes, like the ninth would be a common note, but then it's not really sure. The ninth is like not home. Home would be go back to the tonic. In the case here, go back to A or to E, and then you neutralize the feeling of, and that's the actual name of this neutralization. So you neutralize the feeling of the mode, Lydian, and then you're ready to go to the wedding. Maybe the supermarket's Dorian, and then the wedding, which is open and happy. Or maybe maybe the wedding would be Locrian, but that's another conversation. Or I don't know. Or diminished. Just kidding. I'm married. The wedding is the Lydian. Anyways, you guys. But what I was about to say that I forgot, but I just remembered, is when you're like switching from very close modes like Dorian to Aeolian, that's one note, so it's easier to switch from one to another one because they have 6 notes in common. We're playing 7 notes, they have 6 notes in common, just one note. So just give like a little surprise and then you go back. Cool? And then the third one, the Phrygian, right, which is from the Aeolian, the sad one, that's the note. Okay, now is the sound of the Phrygian because of this. We were talking about this yesterday. Right? So you see the difference. You're sad, right? So you're and then suddenly neutralization, back, neutralization, and Phrygian. Yeah, you see, that's the trick. So now 3 major modes and 3 minor modes, and then we can keep talking about this and answering questions. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, about the lives. So I'm doing this all open on YouTube. So today's the 4th live. and just have the feeling how much you guys are interested on this subject. And then I just finished to record the course. I said some stuff about this the other days. The course that I did, this course maybe a year ago or 2 years ago in Portuguese, and then very good. People liked the way I was explaining, and then I did in English. So that's why I want to present to you guys now. So if you go to the link, I'm probably gonna put the link soon in the description. So guitarhacks.com. I have a course on Guitar Hacks, which is how to practice. I have some friends here. Frisco is one of them. One of the students there at Guitar Hacks. So I teach how to practice, how to use your time wisely and practice right to have better results. And now I'm ready with the 7-factor, which I call my modes, scales, everything that I'm talking here in a proper course. And all those lives are there. I mean, not this one, because now I'm doing this right now, but this one, even the 4th one, will be there as well, available. So for the guys that are today here watching this, I will give a 25% discount. So the price of the course is $229, and then for now it's gonna be $169, 25% discount for the guys, my friends that are watching here this now. And I have to put a coupon code, which is YouTube. Yeah, of course, forgot. YouTube, uppercase, that's a coupon code for the 25% discount. For the students like Frisco, and we have other ones probably here, from the Guitar Hacks, just check your email inbox, because I have a surprise for you there. And yeah, so 25% discount for you guys that are here. And the course, I put all the lives are there, and then with some of the PDFs, and some lessons are uploaded there, and then I will be like uploading lessons, throughout the days and the next weeks, because I don't like to put it all together, because then people just watch the stuff as like watching Netflix. And the idea is to watch one lesson and practice, and then try to get the stuff there, at least try, do something, and then go to the second one. And that's the way you practice, because I think the online, that's to learn something like the modes and how all the shapes, and it takes time. We were talking about this yesterday. It takes time. It's not easy. Just to memorize and visualize the modes on the neck takes a long time. Then you have the techniques, alternate picking, legato, and how we're gonna get a good sound from the guitar. That's another thing, And then you have this relation with emotions, the moods and the perception, that takes even longer to understand that and to apply. Maybe you guys understand what I'm talking about here, but really to apply and then write songs, it takes time. So the best way is like one lesson, go back, go to your room there, practice, watch another one, and slowly. So the course, I will write here, let me see if I have oh yeah, it's here. Okay, good. guitarhacks.com/x 7-factor X factor. guitarhacks.com/7-factor. I mean 7 notes, 7 notes per mode. So it could be 12-factor as well. The 12 notes, but actually we put in those notes in groups of 7 notes, and at some point you're gonna use all of them and be happy mixing all the modes and using chromatic, passing tones as well, and discover music. So so let me know. So all those lives will be there as well. So of course, if you were watching the lives and you want to review the lives and something, because the lives I'm improvising, coming with some other stuff. So I think it's cool because some examples you're not going to have in the course, some other stuff in the course. And of course, the course is an ongoing thing, because the more you suggest things, I can always put more lessons and things like this. And because the modes is a never-ending world of examples and ways to approach that. Also, for the Guitar Hacks guys, they know, like once a month, I do a live specific only for the students, right? So it's like less people, and you can always put the questions beforehand, and we choose the most voted question. So I do a live answering those most voted questions. So it's a good way to have a very, very efficient live, and then this live is also always available for the students there. So the same will happen here with the 7-factor, and I'm happy to have you guys there watching the course, kind of the stuff we're talking about here, and more, and with those lives and the PDFs and also some loops, you can play with, we can discuss about it as well. I normally get a section of a song, my song, and just loop, because I know that section has one mode, and then we can, because if you get the entire song, you're probably going to find like 3, 4, 5 modes or more. So get a loop from one section of a song and just improvise over, and it's fun. Yeah, those lives will not stay, so be there with me now. So but of course I will always be posting stuff on YouTube, but those lives gonna be after this moment live. It's gonna be exclusive for the students from 7-factor. guitarhacks.com/7-factor, and I appreciate you guys. They're saying that let's see. Like Frisco saying that I always focused in his strengths and got pretty good, and then he hit a stone wall. Oh yeah, I know the feeling. And then he joined Guitar Hacks, and then I've gotten prospered exponentially. Oh, thank you, Frisco saying. So yeah, check your Frisco. Check your email, right, about the 7-factor, and see you there. Thanks a lot, Frisco, and so let me see your questions here. Is it worth to learn every note on the fretboard and visualize a mode from there, or is it better to know the shapes and moving them around? So it's very hard to know the way. It's going to be simpler for you to visualize. I think some people are more visual. Some people prefer to hear the stuff, listen to the sound, and then find the note. I don't know the way your perception works to answer that. So the way for teaching, for trying to show, I try to go different ways, right? So one thing's like shapes. That's why I did the first live shapes, and then in the course I start, showing the shapes and visualization, because our brain is wired to recognize patterns, right? As I said that in the first slide. You look at me, it's like, oh, this is Kiko. He looks like Kiko. You can recognize patterns. So once you start playing the shapes, you memorize the shapes. You kind of recognize pattern. Maybe you look the fretboard in a tablature or in a bar, and just the shapes, or start playing. whatever it is, you will recognize more like a shape or mathematic thing, counting the frets. But then you have to practice the sound and a relationship with that sound. That's why I was showing to play the triad plus an interval, to go play very slowly, to play with the clean tone, to play in the case I was playing with the keyboard, so you can hear the sound and not only see the sound, because it's so hard when you see, the instrument, and then there's a lot of other information here. Oh, Kiko is using the Ibanez guitar. Oh, Kiko is using, there was some questions. Talk about your guitar. What kind of pick do you use? Are you muting, palm muting? You start looking to other things that's not related to the sound, to the actual. So it gets very confusing. That's why people think the shapes are the modes, but the modes are the sounds. They're not related to the shapes, They're not related to the technique you play, because the modes you can play in any instrument. You can sing the modes. So it's the relation with a fundamental note, So we have 7. The game is you have a fundamental, like a starting point, and you have an ending point with the octave, and then you have like another place that you can stop, which is the 5th, right? Then it creates like a very steady 3-point octave, 5th, and octave. And now the game is like to put 7 notes in between this thing, this space, and then you have to stop in the 5th. And then the game is like you can only use half steps and whole steps, never 1.5 step, because then it's another scale. That's harmonic minor has that 1.5 step. So then you start, building those blocks, and then you find the modes. It's like just a mathematic combination. But the feelings are different, and then all those intervals gives you feelings, right? So let me. I hope I answered that. If I compose the songs based on the feel or the modes, the thing is you combine both. I believe, because I don't know. It's how to compare. It's like, I don't know, a painter. The painter, when he gets the color red, is he feeling? I'm not a painter, so I'm trying to guess. Is he feeling that that day he's pretty aggressive, or he's afraid, has some fear, or he likes Coca-Cola? I don't know. So but he knows that color brings that feeling. But he knows red is red. Like when you start playing a mode, the feeling beforehand. I start to explain, right? But I hope you understood. So you have a feeling, you start playing, or you start playing, and then you get into that mood, and then you keep playing. It could be. So I can say like, oh, okay, let me start in a Lydian, and then because I know the Lydian is gonna give that Lydian sound, so I start from there, and then I try to compose something. It can be like a ballad, like the new album has a dreamlike song. It's like a ballad, mid-tempo ballad with this Lydian. Remember showing. So it's a ballad, so the feeling for a ballad, but I'm playing this optimistic open sound, which is the Lydian, right? It could be, or it could be. Like minor, minor, which is in my album has much more minor sounds, and melodies. It's much more melancholic, the way I feel. And then I look this from a distance now that the album is out, and it's like, wow, I was like, what was happening back then? Because I was like, a lot of melodies are minor, you know. Even like even heavier songs, the melody is very minor. You know, Imminent Threat, very minor, and Running with the Bulls, also. We can put right, very minor. So I just play it. I like it. You know, that's the mood. Where's that? Just a second. Just a second. This part. Very minor. Very minor. That's Aeolian minor, you know. So it really depends on the mood. I don't know why when I answer a question it takes 10 minutes to answer a question. But anyways. All right, so let me see more comments here. A lot of things here. Let me see this one. Chandra. In case of a Ionian mode, we can use major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. Yeah, but in case of other modes, what chord? So, oh yeah, good question. Because maybe I was not that clear. I mean, this would be another live. That's one of the lessons I'll be adding later on the 7-factor course later. That's kind of a, you know, after you get a lot of stuff. But that's the thing. So one exercise I can ask you to do on a paper probably it's going to be easier. So major, major, minor, minor, major. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and then half diminish, right? The sequence. And then that's Ionian, right? So you can even, that's the sound, right? Look. So, it would be like a in E major. Right? That's the sound. But if you want to start, try to see as a cycle. And then if you start from the second one, so now it's G is the second one. So it's like major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished, major. So that's the Dorian sequence. You just have to, your brain has to turn things around and things up. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished. But now you're starting, the tonic is the second one. So it's minor, minor, major, major, right? Minor, half diminished, major. So it's like a cycle. If you want to play G minor Phrygian, so again, the major scales, major, minor, 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 major, major, right? So major, minor, minor. So this second minor, major, minor, minor. This second minor is going to be the number one now. It's going to be the tonic. It's going to be the, you know, the leader. It's going to be home. You're considering, because you're playing Phrygian, so you're considering now the third one, the second minor of this sequence being the number one. So now it's going to be what? Minor, major, major, minor, minor, half diminished, major, minor. Is the same sequence, but you just call the mode that you want as the 1, right? And now you do the same cycle with the same sequence of the major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished. If the second one is going to be minor, minor, major, major, minor, half diminished, major. If the third one is going to be minor, minor, major, major, minor. So that's what you have to do. And then at some point you just know, just know. That's why sometimes it's good to write, because just talking like this is can be confusing. So the Phrygian would be, right, major, minor, minor, major, major. So the Phrygian is the second minor, then after that has major, major, right? So it's like, that's the sound of the Phrygian, right? Major. The minor is half step up. Right? Something like that. Can do a lot of songs like this. And then if it's religions, major, major, minor, half diminished, same sequence, but it's starting from the 4th. But now the 4th is the 1. So now we call this is the 1. It's Lydian. And then you discover that, oh, that's why the half diminished is here. Is it complicated? Oh, sorry. Talking too fast? I don't know. The For the Love of God has a nice thing. It's a good example to comment, because it's a beautiful song, and has this very cool thing, which is using 2 modes. The way I played it was kind of pretending that was only Phrygian, but actually that song is using 2 modes, which is, the song has, I think is this chord. I'm not sure because I never really played that song, but I know it's an E with a 9th. So it's an E with a 9th. So a minor chord that has a 9th, it can be only Aeolian or Dorian. So if it's minor, minor, it's Aeolian. If it's minor with a major flavor, or right, a minor, minor, Aeolian. Concordai, right here. That's minor. But what Steve Vai is doing, he wants that, I think, right? I don't know what he wants, but that mysterious feeling, flamenco, mysterious of the Phrygian. That's the sound. But this like plain E minor is kind of boring. So he plays the E minor with the 9th. Has the F sharp here. The 9th is the F sharp. But suddenly, surprise, and then plays this F. So like both chords, they don't belong to the same scale. It's E, or Dorian or Aeolian, and then the F is kind of considering the E minor of Phrygian. Good? You guys understand? Because I don't know if it's... So you have that sound. Or it will be, you know... So that's the beauty. And then you might ask, well, but when he solos, he has to change the scale. Yes, but there's a thing. If you know, the pentatonic doesn't have the ninth. So if the problem is the ninth, you play the pentatonic, you're safe. And the melody is a pentatonic. But it's the pentatonic that we know that is not from the blues, with no, it's just a plain pentatonic, which is not a blues thing. And the pentatonic, because it doesn't have those half steps, it sounds very relaxing. If you use the pentatonic, it sounds very relaxing. For me at least, I don't know for you, but doesn't have that. Doesn't have the tritone. Doesn't have those clashes of half step. He does the clashes here in the chords, but not in the melody. So it's a very cool song because of that, if you analyze, you know. Good? Yeah, the pentatonic doesn't have the sixth or the ninth. So he's safe not showing which E minor is there, right? So actually during this chord, he can choose Dorian with a major six, and I think he plays that, gets the vibe. Then you have to change when it goes to F. And then the E minor can play minor as well. I think he plays that song, yeah. Very cool. It's like Dorian and Phrygian. Yeah, nice. You see? Pentatonic is a minor safe house. You see? No wonder. Every guitar teacher, play the pentatonic. Yeah, just play the pentatonic. Do I need to play the modes? No, just play the pentatonic. You're safe. And actually, I was like the other day I was reading, I don't know, I was talking about the modes or something online, and then somebody said, yeah, these people, those guys keep practicing those modes, but they don't play like Slash. They're not as famous as Slash because, you know, Slash is not into those modes. This is like, it turns the guitar players, or I don't know, people think they're gonna be a jazz guy or something, just because you know the modes. And actually Slash plays all the Guns N' Roses. They have to use the modes, otherwise would be a problem. You know, the melodies and stuff. Actually, the Slash plays a lot of modes there. You know, like not the way we're talking, like changing modes and stuff. But of course, he used the Aeolian mode, or you know, harmonic minor. A lot of pentatonics as well. You know, I thought it was funny the guy saying that, but you know, my teacher is angry. Pull me under. Then I don't know how to play this one. The guys. Don't you think the pentatonic is emotionless in comparison with the modes? Not at all. Not at all. Well, one thing we have to be clear, at least for me, when you talk about pentatonics, in general, as guitar players, we tend to think about the blues and the rock stuff, and the, you know, or I don't know, like Eric Clapton, Jim Page, Hendrix. We tend to think like this because the guitar came, you know, all the blues always were always using pentatonics. But the pentatonic is not a thing from the blues or rock and roll. Pentatonic, it comes way before. As we were talking about the harmonic series, you have the pentatonic there, the major pentatonic. So it's just a natural thing that nature gave us. And then all the cultures, they use the pentatonics. It doesn't have the clashes of, doesn't have a tritone, doesn't have the semitones, doesn't have the, you know, the half steps. if you play the pentatonic, if you play this A pentatonic, right? Doesn't have half steps, no. Doesn't have that, or so if you play like the C I did, or right? It's different than if you start adding the appoggiatura that the blues guys did, like a major chord, because the chord of the blues is major, right? Then you have the half step to create this movement to the major third, and then to the fifth. So again, harmonic series, you have tonic, fifth, and the third. The tonic you don't move, but the third and the fifth you create some movements, like, you know, like appoggiatura they call. So and then the blues is a different thing, but you can of course put the modes inside the blues to kind of explain in a European way, let's say mixolydian with the those melismas or the appoggiatura, and the bebop they would use also the major seven, right? Those kind of phrases. Cool, but that's not the. You know, a good album for jazz to listen to understand the modes, even to read about, is Kind of Blue from Miles Davis, from, I don't know, like 59 or 50, I don't know. If you guys want to listen to like a jazz, and even read about that thing, because Miles Davis was really into the modes, and then he was like explaining to the musicians there, Joe Contrain and, you know, the band there at that time for that album, that he didn't want none of those blues phrases and jazz licks. So he was like asking the guys, just play the plain scale, so we're gonna have the very modal music. So have songs really using the modes. Take a listen, and then the way they phrase doesn't have those tricks. Blues licks, jazz licks, and it was very interesting. And actually, it's a very calm album. Well, the name is the Kind of Blue, and it gives this peace somehow. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe because it's like very specific mode, each song. Yeah. So we're getting quite long here, right? So again, just about the course again, just for you guys, so I don't need to repeat this. guitarhacks.com/7factor, number 7 factor, and then that's the course. All those lives, the four lives will be there, and then I'm uploading the lessons throughout the days, throughout the next weeks. And then, of course, getting the feedback, and then, you know, depending on the feedback, you can always put more material there and more stuff, because the modes are never ending. Subject to talk about and give examples, right? So, and for you guys that are here in this live, 25% discount, which is $169, the price you have just to put YouTube. The coupon YouTube as the coupon code, and uppercase. I knew I had to say something. YouTube in the uppercase, that's the coupon code. For the guys that are watching this live is gonna be for 24 hours again, and then it's gonna be there on the course, on the platform of the Factor 7 Factor. Okay, so let me show you guys. Let me see what can I want to play. Let me see if you guys can hear. I will put that. Just go back to E now. Okay, E. This is an E. That's a major scale, right? Major scale. That's minor. Now Dorian. You have this, Aeolian, neutralized. Remember the Tornado of Souls arpeggio. Now back to Aeolian. Now neutralize here, tonic, and then I go major. Now mixolydian. This is a very important exercise for you to do after you understand to hear the sounds. If you want to do the sequence, so the mixolydian is the fifth, so it's major, minor, half diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major, half diminished. Oops. Oh. Right? Now, what is that? Lydian. The Lydian has a triton right there. Neutralizing then the major scale. whatever. Major, minor. I keep going. Sorry, I was like some mistakes here, but right. So just put a E vamp here. I hope you guys can hear. So I gotta say the name of the modes, and let's see. And just playing the plain scale, not trying to be fancy, just trying to get the sound. So in the 7-factor course, of course, you can put a lot of those loops, so you can play along as well and practice yourself. And we have a community there, so you can upload your video, and then you know, we can comment and see if, you know, everybody can comment, and everybody's a friend, friends of everybody, so we can always, you know, say good things about you and help you. Yeah. So you have that, just E. It's gonna be like E. Right? It's like a normal. Just E. Tonic. Fifth. Tonic. Fifth. Major. Major scale. Medium. Mixolydian. Lydian. Now go minor. Lydian. Minor again. But Dorian. Eolian. Phrygian. Stop. Okay, I was trying to read, talk, look, read, talk. Bit confusing, but yeah. Just reading some stuff here. How to recognize the modes you play out. I don't know if you guys could hear my voice, but yeah. All right, Fabian, thank you. Welcome to the course. Cool. Yeah, if you have the guitar hacks workout, like doing the workout, of course you can apply, like 3 notes per string day, and then you can do all the shapes. But at the same time, you can practice like playing the 7 notes going coming from the same tonic, and then you practice technique, and then also like memorizing the shapes, and then trying to when you're playing like slowly, you can put like a pedal note and then try to differentiate the sounds, so you can practice technique and pay attention on the moods and the sounds and memorize the shapes of the modes, so you can practice different things at the same time. Totally possible. Okay, you guys could hear my voice. Yeah. All right. Yeah, of course, when you improvise, you just try to create those vibes. You can create with chords. You can create changing the modes, and then you can go further, like a little bit further, like because I was trying to play. Okay, this is the scale. Now I'm changing to that one. But of course, you can play like like a major scale, and then a passing note would be the flat ninth that gives that Phrygian vibe, but it's not. You don't need to be playing the whole Phrygian scale. You can only use that flat ninth. But you're playing whatever, like a minor, kind of like the C-Vi thing, right? You're playing like a minor mode, and then, but at some point you play the flat ninth. Like this. Exaggerate. Wow. See, like. Major, but only pentatonic. The sound of the pentatonic. Not blues. Again. Tuning is major scale. From the major scale to the Phrygian. Now Dorian. Right, remember, yeah. Enough. So just changing stuff. And I'm not using all the scales. Of course, once you understand, you know, the major scale has a major seventh. What about major seventh with a minor sound, with a minor triad, in a minor triad, which is the melodic minor, but you just start combining those possibilities, and then you discover sounds. It's even better in a way. You're just like, what about, because there's no minor mode with a major seventh, right? And then you can try. It's like, what about if I play that major seventh sound, but with a minor triad? And then you try it, and then you try it, and you might have, oh, that's a nice surprise, and that's the melodic minor. But the melodic minor exists for us for a reason. And then you might discover for another reason, you know. But that's another conversation too. What type of constructor does harmonic minor? I was talking about this, yeah. Well, so of course the Hirajoshi, that's pentatonic again, but that's a different Hirajoshi. Pentatonic, but comes from this sound, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So or pentatonic or exotic scales, like I don't know what you call, like hexaphonic, or like the whole tone scale. And then you should analyze the whole tone scales or the dominant, diminished dominant scale. But I think it's too much, you know, I start talking about this, you know. Once you understand how it works, the modes, it's just a matter of like, okay, so what about if I play this sound, but then I play that sound from augmented triad. So that sound weird, right? Tonic, major third. I would say something quite advanced. I don't even know how to like play super fluent, but augmented triad. So it's not a common triad. Is a major third steps, like, and then as symmetric, and then back to A. So imagine if you like that sound, and then you start that from each of the note of those triads. So so this is like a Messiaen mode. But that's like very modern music, you know. Of course, if Messiaen was not playing guitar like this, like with 3 notes per string. This sounds like whatever, you know, composing songs with those sounds, which I have no idea how it's like, you know, those sounds. So you can, if you can, you know, then of course once you understand the modes and start going to other modes from the variations from the harmonic minor, melodic, or you can even do yourself the combinations, as I said, mixolydian with the sharp fourth. What about the minor with the major seventh? You know, you can, once you know a lot the modes, you can, what about if I play, you know, a chord with a major triad, but also with a minor third, you know, and then you start discovering things that are already there because you can do whatever you want, you know, actually. But then you study, if you study more, then you discover those guys that, of course, people got tired of those scales and then they try to search for more. And then I'm talking about like more than 100 years ago. So it's not, you know, so the modern music, you know. Serial music, atonal music, that goes to Alan Holdsworth kind of thing, yeah. And yeah. And third degree. All right. So you can mix things, you know. But the dominant diminished. And I don't know, some people know what they're playing, you know, people that really study, and then you can read about more classical composers or even the jazz guys, you know. Joe Contrain was like practicing a lot of those augmented triad cycles. You know, that you have songs like Giant Steps. Yeah, so, you know, Wayne Shorter, if you get to understand the melodies from Wayne Shorter or Herbie Hancock for some period, or even the Brazilian composers, everybody influenced by the modern composers from the, you know, 100 years ago, or, you know, from the 30s, 40s. But I think it gets complicated, you know. I think if you know really well the modes, and then if you understand how to mix them up a lot, you will start finding very interesting sounds already. And then, of course, if you want to go even deeper into those complex sounds, you mix even more the modes, or of course you go to those exotic scales and interesting intervals, or like Indian ragas, and, you know, all that stuff, you know. And then you start going to the different cultures, and then we will find a lot of stuff, you know. And of course, classical music. Even Paco de Lucia, somebody's saying here, that's very Phrygian, but they have the Phrygian, the major Phrygian, the minor Phrygian. They had the Phrygian with major sixth, which you will find a melodic minor, but I don't think they were like thinking a melodic minor. It's just like, what about if I play the sixth, the major sixth in this Phrygian? Because you don't have that combination in the modes. Phrygian is a, so we have Aeolian with a minor sixth. So Aeolian. If it's Phrygian, is a flat ninth. So I have that. But what about, right? It's like having the Phrygian sound with that major sixth from the Dorian. So you can think like this, or can just practice the melodic minor scale. But the melodic minor scale, it came to fix a problem of the harmony of the harmonic minor scale. That's another subject, you know. And then It's more like for that kind of thing. Uh, for those Baroque music, to have a nicer movement to the tonic. But I think I'm getting uh, too random here about with the questions. But the more you mix the modes, the more you understand the modes, easier to mix. So you have to understand that people that develop those experimentations like Messiaen or Debussy before playing, of course they were like playing those modes already a lot, or it was like trying to expand somehow, how to expand that, and then how to mix, going for different. The classical music had all those periods of letting be influenced by other cultures, and then adding those Arabian sounds or like Spanish or other cultures, and then this was evolving in a way that at some point they're experimenting with more exotic scales or creating their own scales like Messiaen, creating the Messiaen modes, and then starting from another thing, you can do your own, combine a bunch of notes. I mean, probably somebody did this already, but combine your notes the way you think is cool, and then start writing only on that thing and see what happens, Put all the modes together and see the combination that doesn't happen. And then write down that scale, practice the scale, and see what happens, If you don't find anything different, just add a note. That's what Messiaen did, because this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 notes in a scale. So it's almost 12. The dominant diminished has 8 notes, right? So, but of course they found reasons for that. All right. Anyways, Debussy, Albanese, yeah. So Ionian with a minor 6, right? So it's kind of weird, like the happy minor, right? It's weird, but it had this minor feeling here. And then back major. It has a bolero, Ravel bolero, right? Has this thing, which I don't remember which part of it has that thing. But it could be like you're just playing like minor, and suddenly you're happy, sad again, and Frisian. Then you can be changing the vibes all over the place, Like, if you play like, let's say A, right? A major, Phrygian, Lydian, Phrygian, then minor, major, Lydian, and minor. Phrygian, the minor, and the Dorian. Minor, and then Lydian. You just keep going, and then see what happens, and I'm using only the normal, normal scale, with some chords, just playing together the notes. So, yeah. Mixolydian with a flat sixth. That's in the melodic minor. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I still remember those stuff, but yeah. At some point I was like, I want to know this stuff. It was a long time ago, actually. I think I was 19 years old or something. It's like, reading and, you know. Massa modes. Messiaen. I don't know if it's Messiaen is a classical composer, French. Very interesting, weird, weird. But I invite you guys to get to know, Messiaen or like Stravinsky, very influential to the movie soundtracks. Cool. Prokofiev, yeah. As well, all the classical music has all that. And you can start experimenting. There's a lot of stuff. Of course, we're going forever. You can like put like two harmonies, parallel harmonies. Like doing like a if you do like a C major and an E major together, then it sounds very modern sound, right? But one thing I want to say, a lot of questions. Napolitano, minor Napolitano. Yeah. This is the minor sixth, yeah. It's like the Dorian, Right? Very, I think you have like in blues and gospel, comes from the classical. That was very common. You hear. Yeah, so you see, you can do. There's a lot of names, so like Alan Holdsworth modes. Yeah, people are commenting a lot of stuff. No, talk about Loureiro. Yeah, we did. Well, we talked about Loureiro yesterday. Actually, I didn't put now, but I can talk. There's a yeah, el cuarto grado menor. El cuarto grado menor. The fourth minor. It's like when you're borrowing you're like playing a major scale, and then, like Ionian, and then suddenly you think, oh, okay, this Ionian now is minor, and then use the fourth of the minor, like this. But that's like harmony, but you can see in a modal way as well. It's like this C major went minor for a second and back, But it creates the F minor here, the fourth minor creates this half step here that's gonna resolve. You have the 4/3. Remember, we said about the avoid note of the scale. So that's why the F goes well to C. This one. So imagine if you have that, but then you have the. It creates a little bit more of a tension there, but it's nice. It's not a tension like. be 2. 4. But I want to just say before we finish here, I just want to say, just be careful. It's good to like listen and watch stuff that is complicated, or it's like that's very cool to see how people, the composers did and developed the books. But be sure you know the fundamentals, because then you get into this thing of, what about this name? I heard the melodic minor. I heard I want to know the hexaphonic exotic scale from, whatever, and then the Messiaen, the Prokofiev, and this and that, and then but you're still like struggling to play in the guitar the C major scale. So just be careful with that, because names and reading about is good, and then if you're listening and if you connect with those sounds, great. Weird sounds, more dissonant sounds, great. But the foundation you have to know, otherwise it's complicated. That's my opinion. Just be careful of trying to know something just for knowing, just because you think the next thing is better. Actually, you can do a lot of stuff with the modes, lots of stuff. Most of the music you're listening to is using the modes. There's some extra modes you might have here and there, with the variations that I was talking about, the minors, the major seventh for the melodic minor, and specific modes. Not all the 7 modes for the melodic minor, not all the 7 modes from the harmonic minor. You'll see dominant, diminished in few places. If you listen to Miles Davis or Robin Ford, is a guy that plays such a beautiful way the dominant, diminished dominant scale in the blues context. Some few guys, they know how to do this, and it's great. And but the core thing is the blues, for in the case of Robin Ford, and he was playing with Miles Davis, and I think that's where he got that sound. And so just be careful of trying to get the next thing without knowing deeply the basic stuff. Keep it simple and stupid. No, it's not to keep simple. It's just like to know the basics really well, because with the basics, if you really know them, you can mix the whole thing, and you can find the answers for all of those complicated stuff somehow, And it's easier to understand why certain composers started trying to find other things, other scales, and going to different cultures to find what they were playing, why they were playing, and then is much easier, So I have this in my album. I have so that's B minor. So I kind of using this Japanese thing, right? The Aeolian. Then I have the Frisian here. Right. Right. I'm doing this. So this is a B minor scale. But in a moment I play because the chords are playing this, and then I emphasize that note. So it's just not random. It's like so here has a major seventh resolving. So I'm not thinking about melodic minor, which would be that would be the scale. I'm thinking about I don't want to do. that would sound very scale, mode like. So I'm trying to find one note that moves a little bit out of the mode sound. Is a blue note, but actually I'm thinking. Now back to the right, so. So the EDM song. So in the EDM, I'm playing like B minor, right? Pentatonic. Very relaxing pentatonic sound. Right? See the pentatonic here? Here's not a pentatonic. This. I could play this, it would be very relaxing, but then I cause a disturbance here, which is the major seventh. But when it's a minor chord, it's weird. But no, there's no minor chord in the song, but before you had the minor chord, but I'm not playing the third when I play that weird note, so it shouldn't be weird, but it is. Because you're in a minor mood, because started minor. Could be this, but it's not. Nobody's playing the major third too, so. Now it's the minor seven. Now I'm using the other dissonant note. I'm not thinking about the scale. I like that sound. From is a minor chord with this weird note, minor chord with this weird note. And I know those notes, they come from melodic minor, they come harmonic, the harmonic minor, but I'm not thinking about those scales because I'm not playing the scales. I'm just choosing the specific note. I like this, a minor chord. That's a weird note. When I use that, that's a weird note. So I like that. I could use that one too. That's weird. I use here. But I don't stop there. And then I play that chord. Right, so because I know the intervals, I can choose, this interval I like, this one I like, and I put them together. Maybe there's a scale with that, maybe not. I don't care, because I like those sounds specifically. Is it a good way to explain that? Oh, this is so much detail in my piece, mind-blowing. Thank you. So the more you have control of, okay, I know the major seventh. All right, so, okay, show me all over the neck the major seventh in a major triad and in a minor triad. And just play that forever. You're going to sound like Alan Holdsworth if you want. You're going to sound like, I don't know, Bossa Nova if you want, It is there, only with those four notes. kind of what happened here. But then start building with other ideas, and you create a song. How do I practice guitar? So that's the guitarhacks.com. But I can say to practice this freedom. You can just try to play freely and try to understand the notes, the vibes. A. So Lydian sound. This is like kind of Frisian, right? Major, minor, tritone, back to fifth, nice, home, major seventh, fourth, minor mode, Lydian, I don't know, just playing whatever. What about porn modes for porn music? I have no idea. So that's a way to practice, just getting the sounds and then really experimenting stuff. But that's another, again, you have to be like very aware of the sounds, the sounds of intervals. All right, so I think it's too messy here. So yeah, I do talk about the model, how it works, the model stuff. But of course, the more I'm uploading the lessons there, and then the model is like a completely the whole spectrum of music, and then there's a lot of stuff. You can go really deep. So it's always like have to understand the students and see, because how it's going, the level and all that. And that's why we're doing lives only for the students to understand that as well. And that I can always upload a lesson about more a deeper model thing if if that's the case, but yes, I talk about modal. But you have many examples like to play and how to apply it. All right, so I give you an example of modal. There's like classic examples of modal music. Okay, modal music's just I was playing with the E stuff, just improvising different with different modes over a same root, or you can have like a D minor and you play Dorian, then suddenly go F minor, and back, and then and then keep going. But let's say show you a song. I have a song. I don't know if you're gonna, because somebody said about the acoustic guitar. So let's say you like. That's my case. Let's say I like, but you like that sound with the minor sound with a major sixth, which is the Dorian. So I like that sound. So that sound in a chord is like this: a minor chord, seventh, sixth. So this chord is a Dorian chord. If you play this, you have to be there and play Dorian. Right? And I can play right or here or here. Just find chords like that's a third of the A and the sixth. Right? Okay, good. This is A minor with a major sixth, which is Dorian. Okay, what about in D? D minor, sixth here. We can have the seventh and the sixth. Create that clash here. Okay, this is D minor with a major sixth. So it's a D Dorian. And then this one is a A Dorian. A Dorian. And if I play this, that's a G Dorian. So I can do a song that is like right. I could do something like this. That would be very modal because I'm Dorian mode in D, Dorian mode in A, Dorian mode in G. So I don't remember. That's a song that for acoustic guitar that I wrote. So D Dorian. Sorry, again. D Dorian. A Dorian. Then E. A Dorian. And then at some point in the song, I play. So it's a G Dorian, F sharp Dorian, F minor Dorian, then back to A. So I did a song that was like all over the place Dorian. Yeah. I forgot. So D Dorian, A Dorian, E dominant, back to A. And then after G Dorian, F sharp Dorian, F Dorian, like a chromatic, a Dorian chromaticism. Then E. Enough the modal stuff. I don't want to go too complicated, because I just want you guys to play. As it is infinite. The story is when I met my wife, I asked her, you know the story, like, what's the chord of the day? I said, like, what's the chord that you like? And she told me, I like F minor, major sixth. It's like, what kind of girl is that tells you that likes F minor major sixth? Yeah. 10 years later, we're married. But so then I did that thing for her, full of chords of minor major sixth. That's the story. It's a love story. Anyways. Very Brazilian, actually. Just get people laughing. So let me play some metal now. That's I sometimes I talk I that's not new. I told the stories a few times already, actually. But yeah, you can do, you know, you can ask. I like to do this, like, what kind of chord, or like what kind of song do you like? You know, ask somebody, and the person's gonna say, I love whatever, you know, Coldplay. You know, I love Coldplay, and they say, okay, cool. So what they do, and then you, I don't know Coldplay, to be honest, but you know, and then you play something like the chord sequence or the modes from that song the person like, and then you start doing something else. You just get the inspiring element, you know. But there's more to that song, actually, but I'm not going in detail. Maybe another day. For my tango, I remember doing a tango somewhere. I don't remember. I wrote one. Yeah, what's the Coldplay? No, yeah, I don't know why I said it. You like the tornado, somebody put a tornado, so you think, right? And then you get this as an idea. You meet a girl that, you know, she likes tornado soul solo, and it's like, okay. And then you do like a bossa nova style, and then she just run away. And then you know, have the Dorian moment in the solo. Then she might be impressed. And then you have the lead flat seventh in the solo. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, tornado nova. All right, guys. I think we're good, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this long series of hours and hours, 2 hours and a half every day, I guess. 4 days. So you see, 10 hours of pure, a lot of conversation and good stuff, I hope. about the modes. That's probably so all those lives going to be in the course. I said that many times. guitarhacks.com/7factor. Put the coupon code YouTube um, uppercase as a coupon code, and then 25% discount. And another thing that's important to say that it's not going to be open forever. Normally I close maybe, actually I didn't decide that yet, but probably next Sunday. It's not going to be, this discount is going to hold for a few days. This live is going to be on for 24 hours with this coupon code you can use until Sunday. And what else? And then we're going to get the students until next Sunday, and then I close. And then people come in and start watching the lessons and questions, and then we keep this for a while. That's the way we do for Guitar Hacks. The workout as well. Now it's closed. It's not open. You just go there and get in. Sometimes we open, depending where, because then I do a live, like opening live to the, talking to the new guys and stuff like that. So yeah. So to feel more like, let's practice, I want to have the main thing is like, is not to have people buying the course, but it's like people really learning and getting some good things from the courses and stuff like that. That's in the end, that's what really matters. Of course, have all the work to record, to produce, and the time and the whole thing you put in, the effort you put in. But what we really want is like people that, now I understand, now I can play better, and now I'm not in a stone wall, as I think it was Frisco said. So yeah, that's the most important thing for me. So everybody can enjoy music and know a little bit more every time. You don't need to learn the whole thing, something more every time, every day, getting better every day. 0.5%, 1%, 10%. Cool. Kiko vid? No, thank you, no. It works. Trust him. Yeah, man. The modes. The way I see the modes and the scales in general. The results are the songs that I write. So it's not like, okay, Kiko's teaching something. That the results, if you understand the vision that I have, you can hear on the songs. And that if you like the songs or the atmospheres or something, or you can do other kinds of music, of course. But that's the proof that the way I think it works to that extent, to that level. And for the Guitar Hacks, the practicing, I think it works because life gets very complicated. Every time gets more complicated. Coming to a different country or having kids, or touring or doing interviews or doing all the stuff that you don't play much, and suddenly you have to be there in front of people playing, and then I have to play things that I used to play when I was 20 years old and I had 24 hours to practice, and now I don't have it, and I have to play the same songs, kind of the same solos. Even the songs from No Gravity, my first album, I recorded in 2004. I was just like the single guy that could play guitar all the time. And now I have to play those songs, and I don't have the time. So the Guitar Hacks workout was kind of, I designed to be like very effective so I can play for an hour and kind of get back to, to a good feeling that my fingers are moving. And then I feel a little bit, today I didn't play guitar at all, so it feels weird to be here playing guitar. But, the Guitar Hacks, it really helps me, and everything that helps me, I believe can help other people, because, I do this for a living, professionally, and then it helps me a lot in many ways, and I'm very excited to talk about it, to show, and to, you know, to show to other people the way that the solutions that I find, you know, to enjoy music and guitar, you know. So yeah. Right. All right, my friends. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I get confused with so many, you know, questions. And this guitar is the Kiko 100. Actually, the green one is somewhere there. It's a 200. Yeah. This guitar sounds really good. My whole album I recorded with this one, a red one, and the green 200. And yeah, it's really good, really good stuff. All right, my friends, I think we're good, and it was a pleasure to be here with you guys all those days, and yeah, so we can see each other at some point in another live, and talking about modes, practicing harmony, composition, rhythms, Brazilian music, which is fun to talk about as well. Yeah, melodies, so many things, right? Yeah. So thanks a lot. Or even if I get hurt, yeah, tendinitis, that's a good live to talk about. I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty experienced on these things. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. So again, this live is gonna be for 24 hours. So with the link for the course with this discount of 25%, and see you there. On the other side of the course, and then we do some lives, a little bit more, less, a little bit no, like with no spam. So it's like some message there. So anyway, it's more focused. Yeah, thanks a lot, and see you soon from another live or something like that. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I just press here, end the stream, and goodbye.